All right, guys, so what we're going to be doing today is some exercises for the whole entire body. But first off, what we want to do is try to warm up a little bit. So first and foremost, I start to like to move up my hands here. Little hands, little ball up the fist, throw it away. Here, little rotation of the wrist, start to get my forearm involved. Like to get my elbows involved here, shoulders as well. Coming forward here, coming backward as well. Right, little turns here. Right, try to get the back involved. Let's get the back more involved. Legs are apart. And now I'm gonna reach down, touching the ground here, right? Touching the ground here, coming back, way back. Reach back down. Here, yes. Way back. Ooh, nearly fall over. And then grab the hips, little circles here on the hips. Other direction. All right, let's get the legs. So I'm going to separate a little more. I'm going to turn and side lean. Here, hold it. Other side, leaning here. Making sure we get deep into this. So have more posture. Drop your hips down into this. And now same thing for the legs apart. Reaching back down, like grab my ankles or just touching on the ground here a bit. Same exact thing we did earlier. And now here's the challenge. I'm gonna bring my heels to the ground. I'm gonna sit down, little Hindu squat here. Using your elbows, I'm gonna pry my knees apart. And if you have to, look, we're gonna come up. I can push my elbows into my thighs here. And then I'm gonna try to resettle so I can become lower, right? More balanced here. Hands up, kind of show your posture. And we're good from there. Just always make sure you're nice and warmed up before you're doing things. So first thing we're gonna start out with is some alligators here, right? So the idea is kind of like an offset push-up. So I'm gonna be, instead of here, I'm gonna have my hands offset and my legs are also offset when I'm low. So instead of here, we're going to be here, right? And now you can just do these, but I can also be coming forward, 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 and as well, backwards, 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 right? Continuously from there, very good whole body. And then what we can do is we can move on to some squats here, right? So we can start out very simply by just doing some standard squats, right? So I want to try to get my shoulders back, head is going to be up, and I'm going to be dropping down. Trying to get some good squats here, right? The side view, try to have posture, dropping down, heels are on the ground. I want to try to avoid doing stuff like this. So drop your hips, boom, coming up. As an extra challenge, you can also do a little rolling squat. And what I mean by that is we're going to squat down, roll, rock back up, and stand to my feet again. Again, only if necessary, only if you are capable of doing so. So again, couple more here. Down, roll, up, and rise. Ooh, here, here. Cool. So from there,
bear crawls.
Yes, bear crawls from here. So a lot of people are a little bit familiar with this, but the idea is quite simple. Almost like the alligator, just a little higher, which is lucky for me right now. So here, instead of dropping all the way down, we're just going to be a little even, but offset with my hips. Here. And the idea of the bear crawl is, as the name implies, to mimic the movement of a bear. Coming forward here. And again, head on for you. Here, look at my hips, how they turn. They turn. Cool.
Reach and crunch.
Yes, exactly. So, reaching and crunching here, I'm gonna lay down on the ground. I'll give you this side view so you can see just a little bit better. Now, what I'm gonna do is, I can take my legs, whether I cross them or not, doesn't really matter. We're gonna reach up with my legs out, and I crunch in. This is very good if you have some kind of weight. If you do not, what I actually may recommend is to simply do some reverse crunches here, where I come into myself. Bringing my legs up and in, getting a few reps, coming after it. Cool. Now again, try not to pop using a rocking motion And the same thing here, no bouncing your head off the ground, none of this kind of stuff. A little too much momentum, you're not really putting the pressure onto your abdomen. So, from there,
alternating lunges.
yes, lunges. So, the important part about lunges is, again, just like when you're doing squats, is try to maintain posture. Almost every single exercise you're gonna be doing involves having good posture. So, I'm gonna drop here, posture, alternating my legs here, coming down. And for all of these, try to get like 10 reps each, right? So I'm going along here. Got it? From the side here now, we can also do some jumping lunges instead of just alternating. So this is more stationary in position. And I'm gonna come from here, squat, boom, 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 and boom, right? Try to not rely on your knee to bounce yourself back up, right? I often see this a little bit too much here, trying to bounce. Cool?
Monkey swings.
Yes. So this is very space dependent. So if you have a lot of space, we can have a bit more fun with this. If not, that's also okay. So as the name implies, I'm going to be swinging like a monkey, right? Back and forth. I can even come across, which we can actually start to get a little bit of height out of our legs. And again, if you have a lot of space, suddenly it becomes a little bit higher. But again, if not, that's okay. The idea is to rotate yourself around here. Cool?
Scorpions.
Yeah. Oh. Why did I write that one? All right, cool. So from here, scorpions, 1 foot. I have my leg up, right? Starting off stationary. So here's the idea. I'm gonna put my hands down, my leg is up, and I'm gonna swing to switch, swing to switch, swing to switch my legs. Cool? We can also do this by moving. Just be sure you eat your bananas, get lots of potassium, because you can certainly cramp up quite quickly here. So here, one leg, hop, 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 hop. Remember to get the other leg, switch your leg, hop, 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 hop. Healthy stinger up nice and high, doesn't really count down here. Cool?
Russian twists.
Yeah. So the idea of just kind of a sitting up crunch here, I want to not necessarily be sitting up all the way. So I'm gonna recline just a little bit. My feet are off the ground. You could cross them or not, you don't have to. I normally do. But I'm gonna take my hands. This works especially well if you have some kind of weight, hanging onto the weight, and I'm gonna come across. From here, I'm just turning, touching the ground here. Again, more challenge with the weight. So if you find this is a little too easy and you still don't have a weight, you can also do paddle boats here. Paddle boats here. So the idea is pretty simple. We're doing the same exact thing, but here's the challenge. We're going to extend and recline. And then you can sit up, boom, 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 boom. Just a little bit, not too much, or you'll fall like me. Cool?
Bridge thrusts.
Yeah, stationary. From here, I'm gonna plant my feet solidly on the ground, roughly shoulder width apart. I plant my feet, and from here, I'm not using my elbows, I'm just gonna use my shoulders here, and I'm going to thrust. Just holding the position, nice and strong with your heels down. Try to not hop up, fall back down. So we're gonna come here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? We can also be doing, what else can we do? We can be touching to the corners here, right? So reaching, touch, bridge and touch here. So instead, if you don't like to just isolate to here, you want a little bit more of the body involved, I'm gonna take my hand, I reach as I bridge on each side. Here, touch, 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 touch. And you keep on going from there. Cool?
And step throughs.
Yes. From here, the step through, pretty simple. We could do this with 2 hands or 1 hand. Let's start off with 2 hands from here. We're going to be down, and I'm roughly in my bear crawl-like position. If you put your leg up, you're almost in scorpion. If you alter your legs, now you're bear crawling. So I'm just gonna be kind of tabletopped here on my hands and my feet, and I'm going to sit through, step through here, right? I extend, alt to the other leg. Notice how when I do this, I still have my hands down, my leg is through, but it's not really trying to support me. The leg is out, almost like a baseball slide. Step, 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 step. For more of a challenge, you can do the full Spider-Man here, which is the same exact thing, but I get my hand up from here. I normally like to touch my shoulder as I step through here. Cool? So as you come through here, you're touching your shoulder. Cool? So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and get at least 10 reps for each one of these. So let's follow along with me from the beginning again, please.